To unpack this, let's first examine what the Central Bank of Iraq and the US Federal Reserve represent, and why they might be engaging in such high-level talks. Central banks, like the Central Bank of Iraq, play a pivotal role in the economy of a nation. They are responsible for issuing the national currency, managing inflation, regulating the banking sector, controlling interest rates, and maintaining the country's foreign exchange reserves. These responsibilities are central to stabilizing the economy, promoting growth, and ensuring that the country remains solvent in international markets. In this context, the Central Bank of Iraq is the primary institution overseeing Iraq's monetary policy. The US Federal Reserve, on the other hand, is one of the most influential financial institutions in the world. As the Central Bank of the United States, it has a global influence due to the sheer size and power of the US economy. The Federal Reserve regulates and supervises the US banking system, sets interest rates, and is responsible for the stability of the US dollar, which serves as the world's primary reserve currency. This means that what the Federal Reserve does often has a ripple effect on global markets. Moreover, the US dollar is deeply tied to international trade, and many countries, including Iraq, rely heavily on the dollar for their foreign exchange and reserve management. Iraq's economy is heavily reliant on oil exports, making it vulnerable to global oil price fluctuations. The country's monetary policy, managed by the Central Bank of Iraq, needs to balance these external economic pressures with internal demands for development, reconstruction, and employment. The Iraqi dinar is pegged to the dollar, meaning that fluctuations in the US currency directly affect Iraq's economy. Additionally, Iraq holds much of its foreign reserves in dollars, and the US financial system is key to how Iraq manages its international trade and monetary policy. Advanced discussions between the two entities could have been aimed at strengthening Iraq's position in these areas. Furthermore, the talks might have addressed the issue of international debt. Iraq has significant external debt, much of which dates back to the Saddam Hussein era. Negotiations with major financial institutions, like the Federal Reserve, could involve discussions on restructuring this debt or gaining access to financial assistance to manage the country's obligations. In this case, advanced results might indicate that Iraq and the US have come to a beneficial agreement regarding debt repayment terms or have established mechanisms to help Iraq better manage its debt load. For Iraq, achieving advanced results from these talks could mean securing a more stable economic future. If the discussions led to agreements that give Iraq greater access to its dollar reserves, more favorable terms for its international debt, or better integration into the global financial system, the country would be in a stronger position to manage its economy, promote growth, and address internal challenges like unemployment and underdevelopment. In conclusion, the talks between the Central Bank of Iraq and the US Federal Reserve, as suggested by the statement, likely revolved around critical economic issues affecting Iraq. These could include access to dollar reserves, compliance with international financial regulations, debt restructuring, and broader economic cooperation. The fact that these talks achieved advanced results suggests that they were productive and that Iraq could see tangible benefits as a result. Whether these benefits come in the form of increased financial stability, improved access to international markets, or stronger economic ties with the US, the outcome is likely to be significant for Iraq's economic future.